Welcome back, ScrubGamers, back to another deck profile with me. And this week, hopefully you've seen from the other videos, I'm going over my top 5 decks that I'm looking forward to playing when it comes to Sec 13 in May. And today's video is going to be going over the original Boujack leader. So not the blue one that comes in the set, but the original yellow Boujack leader. Now, I know there are a lot of people that are fans of the leader and want to have it more support, and luckily we did. We got a new leader, we got more Boujack's Brigade, but it was in a different colour. But luckily some of the new stuff still works with the old leader. And I've been testing with it, I've been enjoying it, and some of the cards work really well with it, and it could be a strong deck. Like, I don't think it's going to be that competitive, but to each their own. If you want to try and make it play it competitively to do well with it, you're welcome to. But this is going to be a really fun deck to try out locals, especially. And so if you enjoy Boujack and want to give it a try, I would encourage you to do so. So to start off with the leader, it's Boujack. It's the yellow one, the one that has the worst awakening in the game, which we'll get over. It's got 2 autos on both sides. That'd be the same, with a minor difference in the first one. So with the first auto, we've got once per turn, when a Boujack Brigade card is played in your battle area, draw 1 card, and this card gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. Now, do note that this isn't just during your turn. It's during doesn't specify if it's your turn or your opponent's turn, just when you play a battle card. So if you play a battle card on your turn, you get a draw card from your leader, and if you play a Boujack Brigade on your opponent's turn, you can draw a card on that time as well and get a 5k boost. So defensively, if you awaken on your opponent's turn, you can play a Boujack, be it a rival or a negate, draw a card, gain 5k, then awaken, and you've got 20k leader for the turn defensively on your opponent's turn without using Bean. And the second auto, which can come up sometimes and I have used quite often in most matches, because I can trigger a rival by 2 cards and then also trigger this effect, which is an auto of when you combo with one of your cards during your turn. If your combo area has 2 or more Boujack Brigade cards that you comboed with from your battle area, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it, and if you KO a card, negate this skill for the duration of the turn. So if you're awakening as well, which you're not really going to be awakening by the leader's normal awakening, you'll normally be using the Boujack Galactic Disruption, we'll go over in a minute. You can potentially KO 2 things because it negates that skill for the duration turn, but you flip over and it'd be a new skill on the new leader. And it's Awaken, which is the worst in the game, is when your life is 4 unless you flip it over. So you get no draw, no untap, nothing. You just flip your leader over. And when your leader is on its backside, it's got a permanent that allows you to combo with your Boujack Brigade cards even while they're in rest mode in your battle area, which is really nice and can become really handy as well. So a good example of that is this Boujack here, Boujack Resonant Agent of Destruction, is a blocker, and you can block 1 attack with it, and then on the next attack you can combo off if you have the energy to combo 10k as well, which is really good, really handy. And that's how there's something I'll go over as well at the end of the video, which is really useful to make this deck really defensive. So we've got similar auto to the front, where once per turn, when a Boujack card is played in your battle area, you draw 1 card. So you still get the draw, but you lose the 5k boost, which is good because if you play it defensively, you'd always have a 20k leader defensively. It would be hard to do damage to this leader. And then the same auto, we're not going over the second auto because it's exactly the same as the front side. So that's leader. So it seems like a lackluster leader, and it was back when it came out because it didn't do anything on Awakening, and the theme wasn't that strong. It had a niche with its boss card, but it normally was easy to prevent and stop that from happening. So with the deck, we play blue and yellow and some multicolored cards as well. So the first one being Boujack, Violent Rust Boujack, one of the most popular cards being used for competitive play at the moment in Mecha Freezer decks and stuff. Like all multicolored cards, it has energy exhaust. It has Barrier, Unique, which means you can only control 1, and Barrier means it's hard to interact with. It has Aegis, Blue-Yellow, which is, if you haven't played back when it's released, every single different multicolored combination had its unique skill. Like Blue-Red has Invoker, Green-Yellow has Successor, etc, etc. Blue-Yellow, its skill was Aegis, which was during the defensive step. So during your defensive step, you could discard either a blue card and a yellow card, or one card that's both blue and yellow, to untap 2 of your energy, and that's once per turn. And also it has a rival for blue yellow, which is if you don't know what a rival is, it's if you have in your combo area a blue card and a yellow card, or a card that's both blue and yellow, you can play this card for the energy cost next to it, which in this case is 1 yellow. And to make the Aegis worth it on this card is its auto, which is when this card activates Aegis, which is Aegis blue yellow skill, you draw a card. So that means if you discard a multicolored card to trigger Aegis on tap 2, you draw a card to replace itself, which means it's a free on defensive untap 2, which is really strong. And being a Boujack Brigade means on your opponent's turn, if you rival this in, you can get the draw from your leader, which means you're drawing on with this deck, you're drawing on both players' turns. The other rival card we have is the Ever Boujack Resident Agent of Destruction. As I said, it's a blocker with the same arrival as the Violent Russ, blue yellow for 1 yellow. Energy source like all white colours have. And this one has an auto of when you play this card, you choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, switch to the rest mode, then play the top card of your opponent's deck. Place the top card of your opponent's deck in your drop area. So it's got that extra mill factor to help out with long games. And it's a blocker to defend 1 attack, and its auto is very handy in tapping down 1 of your opponent's battle cards, as long as there's a barrier to help be really defensive, stopping 2 attacks essentially, which is really handy. And also, once again, being a Boujack's Brigade means you draw on your opponent's turn as well, if it's the first Boujack you play on that turn. And then one of the other multi-cards we have is Awine and Awamo, Universe 1 Destroy an Angel. Now this is our check land of choice, because in the deck you only want to have yellow, but sometimes you want to have blue. And the cards you want to charge for the blue energy would be this, which can come in, which turn 1 and 2 you want to charge yellow to get the searching, and the arrival in, because the arrivals require blue. But after that, from turn 3 onwards, you want to get at least 1 dual color to be yellow and blue, or just to have blue on your board. And this one's easy enough to fit that category, because unlike with the proper check lands like Fickle God, you need to have already a multicolor in play, in your energy, to negate the energy exhaust on that card. But with the Destroy Angel check lands, they have the permanent of when placing this card in your energy from any area, you could choose 1 blue card and 1 yellow card from your drop area sent to your warp. If you do, negate the card's energy exhaust skill. So this is why turn 1 and 2 you're going to want to play yellow, and turn 3 you want to play this. You want to charge this, because by then you would have at least 1 blue and 1 yellow card in your drop to then warp them to charge this in active mode, ignoring its energy exhaust. Now it does have a skill that could be handy, which is Activate Main for 1 blue and 1 yellow. You choose it to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, place it at the bottom of your owner's deck. Then at the start of your opponent's next main phase, you choose up to 2 of your energy, switching to active mode. And yeah, so you get to remove something from the board at the bottom of the deck and tap the 2 energy you paid for it at the start of your opponent's main phase. So there's mainly going to be, you're going to probably want 1 for charging on turn 3, but apart from that you'll be using it for Boujack. We just play 3 copies instead of 4, because multicolors can sometimes clog. The other ones could be useful. This one's not as useful as the others, because it can't arrival in, and it's not as free combo like Zamasu, the super combo. Speaking of super combo, our choice for the deck is Zamasu Sacred Leaf Relief. This is a easy way to allow you to arrival in your Boujacks. Also be defensive by tapping on your opponent's attacks if they go wide, help you deter aggro like that, and also allow you to trigger things like the Butine and Bergamo that as you can see from the list we have. Because of its effect of auto, if your leader card is blue or yellow, when you combo this card from your hand, choose the 1 of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards, switch to the rest mode. And then the main card we're going to use to help us awaken is Boujack Light the Disruptor. This is a really handy card because it's got 2 different activate mains. First one is the main one you're going to want. This is card you want a mulligan for or a search for by turn 2. because of its first active main of where if you have 2 or more Boujack, the second active main, the first activate main allows it to be a free 15k because if you have 2 or more Boujack Brigade cards in playing your battle area, you can play this card from your hand and you can activate copies of this card in your hand card for the turn. So if you don't want to play anything else to get that leader skill and have a free 15k, you can use that skill. And the second one is what you're going to mainly want to have it for, and the reason why we play 4 copies, because it says if your leader card is a yellow Boujack card on its front side and you have 2 or more energy, you can discard this card from your hand and then you flip your leader over to its back side and draw 2 cards. So this is why you want to have it for turn 2, so you can give your leaders, you can awaken a high life because you don't really care about life in this deck because your super combo doesn't require life, and you can awaken using this without worrying about going down to 4. And also this is really good in the fact that it gives your leader an awaken skill, which as normally it doesn't have one. And then for the Boujack Brigade, we've got 2 helpful 1-drops that are going to help us draw multiple cards, because every time you play a Boujack Brigade you draw a card, and these allow you to draw even more cards and basically just accumulate a huge hand. So the first one we got is from set 6, the Space Pirate Beto. It's permanent, it's basically unique, where you can only control 1 of your battle area. And it's got an auto of when you play this card, if your leader card is a Boujack Brigade card, look up to 5 cards on the top of your deck, choose 1 Boujack Brigade card among them and add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Now we play this over the I think it's the Goku from the blue Goku 1-drop from set 13, because 1, this is the yellow one, allow you to have more weight, more synergy for a rival, and also the blue Goku only searches for a Boujack Brigade of energy cost of 3 or less. Doesn't not specify in color, but just 3 or less. Where this one does just sits for any Boujack Brigade card, with no cost restriction. And the other effect on Goku is for a blue unison of 4 with 4 specific costs, which we don't play in this deck. So this is a lot more useful. And it also has an extra effect in its activate main, which allows you to avoid from decking out. So you can draw, and not worry about decking out at all, because of its activate main being you place this card in its owner's drop area, and then after you've done that, you choose 5 Boujack Brigade cards with energy cost of 2 or less in your drop area, shuffle the chosen cards in your deck. So the targets from that would be itself, the blue Beto, and the Boujin. Now with the Ever Beto, it's a 1-drop 4k. It's a cantrip of when you play this card, draw 1 card. So if you play this card, you draw 1 for this, and you draw 1 for your leader. Like normally with this deck, on turn 2, turn 1 you're going to play either a Beto or a Cruel, or you go charge yellow, play a Space Pirate Beto to get a search to try and get that Boujack Galactic Disruptor, so you can awaken turn 2. And then turn 3, you're going to be playing this from your deck using Robin's Space Pirates, which we can go over in a minute, to draw 1 for itself and draw 1 for your leader. Use the Galactic Disruptor, discard it from your hand, fit your leader and draw 2, and then you should have each of the Betos on the field to swing, combo with both, get the KO from your leader on second and rest, and arrive within 1 of your Bojacks, then draw a card because you've played another Bojack, or a Boujack Brigade. So on his awakening turn 2, you can draw a lot of cards, and it also has a beneficial effect in its activate battle, being for 1 energy once per turn. Activate battle. This card gains 11,000 power and double strike for the start of your next main phase. So it's really handy to help manage unisons, making it itself a 15k double strike for 1 energy, and pen energy on your turn once you have the Vulnerous Bojack out is not an issue, because you could get that 2 back again from the Aegis. And also it's until the start of your opponent's next main phase, meaning that once you do it, Swing Sign can use the effect. Until it comes out in your turn, it's going to be a 15k, which is easier to defend. And the last 1-drop Boujack Brigade we have is Boujin the Commando. So this is your battle card negate, so your Roshi for the deck. Because it's a counter attack. If your leader card is a Boujack Brigade card, it's where you can play it in because it doesn't specify colour of the leader. Just it's got to be a Boujack Brigade card. You negate your attack and play this card. And if you activate this card's counter attack skill from your energy, place the top card of your deck in your energy and rest mode. And you were wondering how can you do that, and that's because the way to do that is from its permanent, where you can activate this card's counter skill from your energy by paying its energy skill and choosing 1 card in your hand and discarding it. So this makes it makes itself a really good blue card to charge turn 3 or onwards, because you can always use it from your energy as a negate if needed be. And one of the other great things about this is you can stop an attack by playing itself, and then because it plays itself and it's a Boujack Brigade, your leader will then draw a card. So it replaces itself because of the leader, which is really strong. And the last Boujack Brigade card we play is the TP13 promo Boujack Rampaging Agent of Destruction. Now this is a really good card because it provides another way to play a Boujack on your opponent's turn and get that draw. So yeah, you can play a lot of Bojacks on your opponent's turn to draw a lot of cards, and it's got a really useful effect being all 3, which is first the permanent of when this card is in rest mode, your opponent's battle cards with energy costs greater than or equal to their current energy can attack leader cards. So this is an even stronger deadly defender, because not only it doesn't do why it doesn't do all cards, it just says any card that is equal to or more than energy can attack your leader. It'd be a 50k, and it's easily played. You're not going to be paying 3 for the play, you're going to be paying 1 because there's also for 1 energy. If your leader card is a Boujack Brigade, once again doesn't specify colour, or has Agent Destruction in its card name, so it fits 2 different archetypes. At the end of a battle in which this card is using the combo from your hand, from your energy, or energy, you can play this card from your drop area in rest mode. So this is great, you can combat an attack and then tap one to play it, draw a card from leader, and have this in rest mode ready to stop your opponent from attacking with battle cards that are equal to or greater than their energy. And if it is KO'd by battle or anything, it's got the last auto of when this card's KO'd, draw a card. So you're drawing a lot of cards and deck filling really quickly with this deck. I've had issues where I've tried to knock the deck out in this deck as well. But that is all the Boujack cards. Next we go on to the next 3 battle cards, being the first one, Bergamo the Ferocious One. This is a great yellow card to help control, because it's first auto of for 1 yellow and 1 of any other colour. When one of your opponent's cards is switched to rest mode by one of your skills, play this card from your hand. Now it's easy to pull off by a rival Boujack, by Poutine, and by power of the power of the Super Saiyan, and even Zamasu as well. And it's any cards, if you switch an energy to rest, a battle card, a unison, or a leader card, you can trigger that skill. And it's ever auto of if your leader card is yellow or a Universe 9 card, which Boujack is yellow. When you play this card, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and or energy, ignore and barrier, and switch into rest mode. This allows you to control your opponent's resources really well, or like stave off multiple attacks if they got a wide board. And you can easily have that 2 energy open as long as you have Boujack, Vantress Boujack out because of his Aegis. And there's a lot of synergy to try and help you search for that Boujack to get it down as quick as possible. And having Baron means it's hard to get rid of. And then we have the Poutine, the Dark Sorcerer. So for yellow, this is one of the good cards for yellow. From every colour got 1, and this is one of the 3 stronger ones. The blue one got shafted by having one that's pretty terrible. It's got Baron Unique, meaning you can't have multiple on the board, and Baron means it's hard to get rid of once you drop it. 2 autos, one to help you free play it by if your leader card is yellow. When an opponent's card is switched to rest mode by one of your card skills, you may play this card from your hand. As once again, easier to trigger that with the Boujack Arrival, Super Combo, Bergamo, and the power of the Super Saiyan. And it's got a beneficial effect which once you have on the board, once per turn, when your opponent plays a battle card using a skill or activates a counter skill, you choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards switch to rest mode. Now, unfortunately, this triggers on the first instance that triggers this, so your opponent can easily bait this out if they want to, mainly by playing a battle card that has barrier, using a skill to force it to not have a way to choose that. And once again, the secret rare of choice, which we've gone over before in the previous decks, is the secret rare because it's cheap and it's helpful board removal as well, and a high power in 40k. I didn't have it in my last build because I was testing using the 8-drop as boss monster. I was trying to make it budget friendly, but I thought for this, I'm going to go. If you got the card, it's a great one. If you don't have it, you don't have to play it in there. And then for the extra cards, we got 4 Arrival of the Space Pirates. This is a really handy card to get straight from your deck. One of the 1-drops to get effects. So your main targets for this are going to be one of the 4 Space Pirate Betos or Beto the Cruel. because you choose up to one Boujack Brigade is effective, activate main, choose up to one Boujack Brigade card with energy cost of 2 or less from your deck and play in rest mode and shuffle your deck. So normally this is why you want to charge yellow energy turn 1 and 2, because if you have these in your hand, you're going to be deck thinning to go straight away, play one of those 2 from your deck onto the board, and then get the draw from the leader and also the effect of them. It's really handy. And then we have the power of the Super Saiyan. We have this at 4 because it's such a good card. Because 1, it's a counter attack, which is nice to have in the deck, especially against things like Invoker. So its first skill is counter attack, negate attack. Then it's got a permanent where if you have 1 or more mono yellow energy in active mode, you can activate this card, activate battle skill from your hand without paying its cost. Now this is easy because you have charged mono yellow, and if you're being defensive, you can easily have this alive by using Boujack's Aegis as well to untap, use its effect, discard a blue yellow card to then untap 2 energy, 1 being a mono yellow one, so you have this live to play for free then. And its activate battle skill is if your leader card is mono yellow, which our leader is, you draw 1 card so it instantly replaces itself, and then you choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards or unison cards, switch to rest mode, and then you can activate battle skill on copies of this card for the turn. That's really good because if your opponent say are foolish enough to attack with a battle card, because that's the one thing with yellow, he says always the tough choice, or if you attack with a leader card, you can get Nimbused, which then you can get the leader swing. It means your opponent can only attack with a unison and 1 battle card for the rest of the turn. But if they swing with a battle card, to avoid that, you have Zamasu that you can combo to then tap their leader down so they still don't get their leader card swing to get that draw. And this makes it even tougher choice. If they swing with either 1 and don't attack with a unison first, you can use this effect to free play the draw card and tap the unison down, so you have to worry about unison swings. And just being a handy negate whenever you need is really good. The last card we have is Bean, to give you more energy, to be defensive, to give yourself a 5k boost and then tap your energy for more rival plays and stuff, or be offensive to drop more 1-drops and stuff, or just have more energy open to you. We play it free because sometimes it can clog, and deck space was an issue as well. But that is the return of Boujack deck profile I've given you. I've been playing the deck a lot. I'm really enjoying it. It's really fun, and I feel it could be good. It's a really strong locals deck, but it could potentially be competitive depending. I will like to give it a try competitively as well. But thank you for watching. Give a like to the video if you enjoyed this and like the profile, like the list. Give a comment if there's anything. Once again, if there's anything I've missed, anything I've got wrong, or any questions I haven't answered, and I'll try to answer them as best below or correct it if there's a mistake. And lastly, give my channel a subscribe if give a sub if you want to keep updated with deck profile and like content from this, like from me. Because once you sub, I'll let you updated to if and when I put out any videos, which is normally 3 a week, but sometimes like this week, 1 for every day. But thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you much and bye.